Is it time up for Rishi Sunak? Labour has won the Blackpool South by-election from the Conservatives in yet another blow for the Prime Minister.
GB News contributor Alastair Stewart, of course, the legend. He joins us now in the studio. Alastair,
yes.
First of all, very privileged and happy that you're with us this morning. Thank you.
Well, I'm delighted to be back on what is already an extraordinary day, and as our correspondents like Olivia have been saying, there's yet more to come.
Yes, yeah, it feels like it's only half-time, or not quite there, but as I said to Catherine, maybe 2 or 3-0 down, the Tories. What do you make of the Blackpool South by-election result, that massive swing to Labour?
I think seismic is pushing it, but then that's Keir Starmer's job today, and I don't blame him for 1 minute. But I'll tell you what I don't think has been observed, and I'm going to say it and underline it. When, in similar circumstances, the Tories won Hartlepool by-election all those years ago, there was a huge inflatable of Boris Johnson that was floated above. The enthusiasm for Boris and for the Tories in those days was phenomenal. I really don't sense that enthusiasm for Labour. I think that, as a number of contributors have said, there is a real sense out there of, look, we want some change, we really do. Whether that's Labour or whether it's the Greens have had quite a good night as well, or whether it's Reform. And although Mark Butcher didn't butcher the Tories in Blackpool South, he did very well indeed. And it's going to be interesting to watch how Reform go on. I also think, and this is slightly tongue-in-cheek, there is an irony in the fact that when Boris Johnson went to vote, he forgot his ID, which was the way of proving that he is what he is. Because I think an awful lot of people out there are saying, what is the Conservative Party? What does it stand for now? Why should I vote for it? And in Blackpool South, an awful lot of them voted Reform.
Alastair, do you think, then, that this is a sign of how the Tories will fare in the general election? Or do you think that it might just literally put a rocket up, I won't say any rudeness there, but you know where I was going with that one, and actually make them do something that may help in some way, or are they just heading down the abyss?
I think, sadly, almost tragically, it proves Labour's strategy of pushing hard, which they have in this campaign, and their spokespeople have been saying it on television and radio all morning, that it's vote for change, without saying specifically what that change would mean. And I think they're hoping that the time has come, as it occasionally does in British politics, where people just want to have a change. If you want to see whether Blackpool South is going to be really seismic for Labour going forward, then you've got to ask why they lost Oldham, why they didn't win Harlow, although Bob Halfon, the brilliant local MP, is standing down. A lot of their target places they haven't taken. They did take Redditch in the Midlands, which a number of Labour people have said to many of us, if we take Redditch, then we really are on target for this. With by-elections, they come and go. You know, if the three of us went into a darkened room now and said, right, let's list the 5 most significant by-elections in the last 10 years, we'd be quite hard-pressed to do it, because by-elections, frankly, come and go. But I think that it's time for a change will be the mantra, and it could get friction.
Just in 30 seconds, Alastair, you've covered a fair few of these elections, both nationally and local. Can you remember a capitulation similar to the Tories from 2019 to now? Because it has been emphatic, hasn't it?
It has. The thing that it reminds me most of is the final demise of Margaret Thatcher, in the sense that it wasn't the Labour Party and Mr Kinnock that did for her. It was the Tories themselves.
Alastair Stewart, thank you so much. Appreciate it.